All right, so Sacramento State has a new president, Luke Wood, taking over after longtime President Robert Nelson retired back in July. Wood, an alum of the school as well, where he earned both his bachelor's and master's. And guess what? We don't just have that great headshot of him. We actually have him right here in studio to discuss his goals for Sacramento State. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
How's it feel to be back on that campus? You were talking just a little bit off camera. Could you make your way around without people showing you around? Has it changed much since you were last there?
It's actually pretty interesting. It's very similar. There's certainly things that have changed, but there's also things that were very familiar to me. So having been gone from Sacramento for some time, coming back onto campus, it was just like walking back through memory lane, but in the most positive of ways. There's a lot of the buildings are the same. A lot of the landscape looks the same. And so many people who are still working at the institution who were there when I was a student 20 years ago. And I think that says something about the campus and the campus community, that individuals are so dedicated that they've spent their entire careers working with students, trying to advance student success and being dedicated to the Sacramento community.
Now, as we just touched on, graduated from there, but this is really a homecoming for you, being back in Northern California.
Oh, absolutely. I'm from far northern California, but I went to school at Sacramento State, so I got my bachelor's at Sac State, I got my master's at Sac State. Even as important as that is I met my wife, Idara, at Sac State. We were students together, and my twin brother went to school here, and so I've been away from Sacramento State for some time now, but being able to come home to Sacramento, where all of my family is, my mother, my older brother, my twin brother, my two sisters, and then to come home to Sacramento State is really a full circle moment, and I'm just very proud to be here. I'm very honored to have been selected for this role and looking forward to doing good work.
Now, one of the things that your predecessor had done, President Nelson, he was known for graduating students in 4 years. That's one big accomplishment. Is that something that you see as being sustainable?
Oh, absolutely. So under President Nelson, Sacramento State went from an 8% graduation rate to a 28% graduation rate, which is in 4 years.
Incredible.
Right? So even beyond that, of course, more students graduate in 5 years, 6 years. It's amazing the amount of progress that has taken place. And I also believe that we have to see those accomplishments as signs that we can do better.
Sure.
Because a 28% graduation rate is certainly laudable, but I want us to be at closer to a 50% graduation rate in 4 years. And fortunately, I have experience in helping, working with institutions across the country, working at San Diego State, my prior institution, in doing just that. And when I'm seeing the landscape and I'm looking at the programs, the efforts that are in place, the people are in place, I think we have all the right ingredients to help continue that trajectory. And I think in a couple of years from now, you're going to be even more impressed with the great work that's been taking place at Sac State.
Yeah, a lot of work also been done on that campus as far as improving campus security. Where do you now pick up the baton and continue to carry it?
Well, campus security is something that I've always been passionate about. So at Sacramento State, when I was a student, I ran for student government, and almost every year, my primary platform of my campaign was on campus safety. So it's something that I've been passionate about, not just as an administrator or somebody who is over the school at this current time, but even from 20 years ago. And I think that there's a lot that we can continue to do, but lighting is going to be important for us. We have a report that came down from our chancellor's office that highlights some of the different efforts that we need to do to improve our campus safety. And so it's about taking the findings from that report. It's about listening to our students and our faculty and staff, and then we can continue to improve. And so it's a passion area for me, and we also have some really good guidance and people in place to help get it done.
That's perfect. Real quick, I know we have this two-shot right here. Can we zoom out just a little bit? Because you have a lot of ground to cover, and you're wearing some of the most comfortable shoes. If not, just go ahead and put your kicks up. I love that you have these very comfortable shoes, matching the shoes with the tie. We appreciate your time this morning, President Wood. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
All right.